It's a really beautiful Sunday. The game plan for today is to be extremely productive. I've been thinking about running the half marathon again this year. I haven't registered yet, but I want to get back into it. Obviously, aside from running the half marathon, I think just running in general is very, very good. It's a fun activity. And it's also trending. I feel like running hit an all-time high last year for popularity. We're only 8 weeks away from the race day. And last year, when I trained for the half marathon, I was on a 12-week program. So I took a look at my program today. I looked at what does weeks 1 to 4 look like, and I'm pretty confident I can pull it off by just doing an 8-week program. But today is the very first day of my training. I'm gonna do it in 8 weeks, and we'll see how it turns out. And this is what I'm having for breakfast this morning, some protein. So you might be wondering, what kind of stuff do I take with me when I go out on these runs? A staple in my gym bag are these Beats Studio 3s. I don't have the Studio Pros, but I'm extremely happy with these Studio 3s after all these years. If you find them on sale, I highly recommend picking a pair up. My iPhone, obviously. I have the Polar app open. I use this Polar heartbeat sensor, which you just moisten and then wrap it around your chest. The reason why I use this is because it helps me understand my heart rate throughout the run. I would love to put together a video that explains how to train for a half marathon or full marathon. This is a couple years old, but it's been pretty consistent for me. Over here, I think I'm gonna take my Osmo Pocket 3 out on the run. So these are just some ND filters. It's extremely bright outside, as you can see. So I wanna have some good picture, still be able to shoot on 24 frames per second with a 180-degree shutter rule. What do I listen to when I go out on a run? So last year, I got really big into podcasts. I prefer just to find one where I can really like dial in music. So yeah, obviously people have running playlists and things like that, but I can't put together a perfect playlist that will allow me to run the entire time. Listening to a podcast, I'm very much dialed into what they're saying, and the stuff that I listen to is pretty educational, pretty informative. It's like I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm getting my exercise in, and I'm also getting my learning in. I also forgot to mention, I did buy the creator combo, which comes with an extra battery pack, the case, this tripod mount as well too. And it also comes with this wrist attachment. So I'm gonna try and put it on today. I've never used it before. I think ND64 is gonna be okay today. It's Monday morning now, and I woke up this morning and my legs were feeling pretty sore. Yesterday's run was my first run in probably about a year or so. I don't know if people go out there and like try to run 6K off the bat. You know, I wish this morning I felt a little bit better. I didn't go to the gym this morning, which is part of my routine, but I took a minute to try and figure out how I want to plan my life around all the things that I want to do. One thing that I learned from a lot of successful creators is time blocking. So time blocking is a technique where you block out certain points of your day just to do specific things. So 1 hour of filming, 1 hour of editing, and you schedule that accordingly throughout the week. I was pretty good at it, but then I took on a lot of other responsibilities. A lot of other things came onto my plate, and I eventually got to the point where I wasn't really doing any time blocking or adhering to the time block, and I was just kind of all over the place, and I got burnt out. So time blocking is extremely important to me. I think I have a good base right now. If you're interested to see what my time block looks like, let me know in the comments. I've got a couple minutes before I start my day job, because I do work a 9 to 5. I respect people who are content creators and work 9 to 5 because I understand the hustle and how much extra work you have to put in outside of your 9 to 5. There are times when I'm tired and I just don't want to do anything, but we do this because we love it, right? So if you're someone like me, power to you. Keep going, because eventually your dreams will come true. Do you see this corner over here? I think it's pretty naked, and over here behind my computer, I've got, you know, these awesome paintings of some of my favorite hip hop artists. J. Cole's over here. Nipsey Hussle, someone I really look up to, and I believe his message and what he's done in his life. And then K-Dot. So I think I'm gonna move one of these guys over to this corner here. Maybe have a better setup for my dog. She's downstairs right now, just chilling. Maybe flex this guy over a little bit more, because I can probably be set up a little podcast corner. Let me know what you guys think. Should I start my own podcast? I have some really exciting stuff happening this week. The biggest thing for me is that I have a client who is running a tattoo show convention. This is something that we signed on a couple months ago, and the week is finally here. So it's a 3-day event. I get to capture some cool tattoo content. If you follow me, you know I have tattoos all over myself and I need to get some more. I'm gonna go to a coffee shop, get prepared, get some ideas down, and then we're gonna go with Kendra to IKEA because we're gonna have a nice little IKEA shopping date. So the main reason why we're here is because somebody keeps buying clothing and we don't have enough hangers. My hangers start to disappear and then I can't hang my clothes, so we're going to right that wrong today.
She says she just needs 5.
Are you buying some for yourself?
I got all the hangers I need. They're already there. So I'm heading over to the first time that I'll be shooting the University of Manitoba Bison football team. I've been shooting football for about a year, and I started last year shooting high school football. I built up my portfolio, and now I'm shooting university, which is fucking awesome. The only thing I really worry about is like offending people and making people feel uncomfortable. You know, you've got this big ass camera, you're in people's faces. What helps is that there's people that, you know, I'm familiar with in the community. I'm sure it's gonna be all love. I always want to do a great job, and I feel like I'm kind of putting some pressure on myself to execute and have like really awesome content. I'm sure they'll appreciate the quality that I'll be able to bring to the table. You know, there's the first time to doing everything, and it still hasn't been a calendar year, and I've already, I would say, leveled up to the second level. High school, university. I mean, at this rate, if I keep my mind focused and, you know, my priorities straight and work hard, I might be shooting a pro game next year.
Never switch on the homies in the day ones. They didn't wanna open doors, so we made some. Take a bow on these haters like I'm Trey Young. That direct deposit hitting like a bass drum. Incoming, coming, coming, coming. Keep it incoming, coming, coming, coming. Keep it incoming.
Day 1 in the books. What can I say? That was pretty fun. Not the most eventful practice. There wasn't any one-on-ones. It was more like install, skelly, not a lot of action, but I think the most important thing for me is that I was able to meet people. I got to meet Mike, who's the person that hired me to do this gig. He's a super nice guy, and you know, he just gave me insight on what the videography sports community is like in Manitoba. So I'm really looking forward to connecting with him and just being around more creators in the city. Filming, I don't think I did a very good job today. I was using my vertical rig and I was using my phone, and the biggest problem I had was like glare. I'm not somebody that can track the ball very well, so I was having a hard time even just keeping things in focus, and I tried to turn peaking on my phone. The way that peaking works in Monitor Plus is that it grays out everything, and then you have like a small bit of red, but I guess I couldn't see the red outline of the subject that I was focusing on because of the glare, and that was tough. I got confirmation that it's okay for me to shoot horizontal and then crop in by 9x16, so I can go back to my original setup. I don't have to use this hacky vertical rig anymore. RIP to that rig. It only lasted a little bit, and honestly, when you're shooting sports, I think it's better to shoot wide anyways, because, you know, if you gotta track something, you feel the action, and you're looking through just a 9x16 view, it's kind of like having like blinders on. When you have full horizontal, and even though you're only shooting 9x16, at least you can anticipate where the action is coming from, where that ball might be going. You can see something in your peripherals. I'm super glad that I'll be able to just go back to horizontal and crop in and post. Obviously, this is a new chapter for me. With the way that things are gonna go, there's gonna be a lot going on, a lot of opportunity to film, and I got the green light to tell stories. That's what I'm really looking forward to.